Hi guys and gals, Dan Berkey here. One narcissist who gives a fuck. Judging from what I see on the phone, this recording is going to come across like I'm overexposed. The sun is high. Monday, June 6th. And what I want to talk to you today about, what I want to talk about today is what do we do with those feelings that come up about people who've done us wrong, or sometimes what we perceived as doing us wrong. And from my own experience, sometimes that distinction is blurred. And that frustrates me sometimes. Of course, we go through life, we have friends, and we have people that aren't our friends. You can't like everybody. It's unreasonable to assume that everybody's going to like you. But some people feel ill will toward you sometimes. Or you perceive it as ill will. Like I said, there's a distinction there that is blurred sometimes in recollection. But more specifically, if there's somebody that you know of, somebody that comes to mind who's done you wrong, or things didn't go the way you wanted it, what comes up in me is this feeling I've got to get back at them. I got to get back at them. In other words, vengeance. And in the years past, I've acted on that impulse. I have acted on the impulse to take vengeance. Not in an extreme way. Not physical violence, psychological violence. And what I need to do, and it's very important for me, not only to work on the distinction between people who have actually done ill will toward you, or people you've imagined have done ill will toward you, is to not act on the impulse for vengeance. That's very important. In the last 4 days, there have been some people that have come to mind. And it's generated a great deal of animosity in me. One, I recognize that animosity. I recognize it as a cancer almost, something that will only eat me out, because nobody else cares about how I feel. If you really dislike somebody, you'll do yourself a disservice by feeling that dislike. Nobody else cares about it. They don't care about it. What's important to me is, if I do anything to that person, is to reach out with kindness. And that's hard. Do they deserve kindness? Well, that's debatable. Can you deflate ill will by acts of kindness? I believe that you can. I have already seen that in my own history, recent history, deflating serious ill will with kindness. Even though I might feel like I'd like to psychologically punch them out, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just not. If anything, I will reach out with something helpful. I'll introduce myself, excuse myself for interjecting myself into their life, and ask them how they're doing. And saying sincerely, of course, how do you say something sincerely when you feel just the opposite? When you are sincerely trying to overcome the need for vengeance, you sincerely say the exact opposite to them. You give them something kind. You say, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. It doesn't matter if you get back to me or not, but I'm thinking about you and I hope you're okay. If need be, to actually apologize for something that I did that wasn't so cool. They may not want to talk to me. I'm going to take that chance. I'm not going to try to dig in the wound some salt. That's contrary to what I'm talking about. It's kind of like making amends, but with slight differences. Because some people have attacked me in the past. Some people have done harm consciously, vindictively. I know a couple of people, and I've always wanted to punch them in the mouth. That doesn't do me any good, as I've said. What I have done with one of those people was to reach out with kindness. And to say, I understand things did not work out between us, and it escalated to hostilities, emotional hostilities, and I'm sorry about that. Even though I might not feel like I'm sorry about it, I'm going to say I'm sorry about it because, you know the old expression that you sometimes hear in AA, fake it till you make it? I have mixed feelings about that. But in this particular case, what I'm trying to do now to overturn a knee-jerk reaction when I feel hostility towards someone is to, instead of expressing hostility, express kindness, express something positive. I don't know what that would happen to be. If anybody is listening to this and knows what I'm talking about, don't give a punch. Give a flower. Don't give a give a smile. If you do that, if you understand what you're doing, that may become second nature. No, I'm not telling you to not defend yourself if somebody attacks you. Of course, defend yourself. That's a completely another issue. If somebody physically attacks you, like you're mugged or robbed, that's an affront on you, and you have every right to go to the law and bring that perpetrator to justice. And hopefully nothing bad happened to you in terms of physical violence. That's a terrible thing for anybody to experience. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those day-to-day kind of interactions that result in feelings of hostility. Feelings of hostility in me that come out of well, how dare you say that, because I'm number one in this case. You're putting me behind everybody, and I need to be in the front of the line all the time. I've talked about that before. That's nonsense. But that is very important to the narcissist. Got to be first. Because you're king, man. You are emperor of the world. No, not just the world, the universe. Yeah, let's just go to extremes here. That's what it feels like sometimes, and that is BS. Do your best to be positive. I say that to me. Do your best to reach out with kindness, even when the feeling is you want to reach out with hostility, anger. Defeat that anger, defeat that hostility by being kind. So, if I stay out here any longer, I'm going to get a sunburn on my face. Have a good day. Bye-bye.